There's a rumor that Michigan cheated on Michigan State. And when Michigan State confronted Michigan about it, Michigan responded, before we get to that, we have the checkdown. The checkdown is where we bring you what we assume is the latest news in the world of college sports. Mac, feel free to comment at will.
We assume.
We assume, yes.
Is this not the latest news? Or is it or is it not? What is it?
It could be. You never know. Oh, shoot. I forgot. And one more thing I forgot to do. We want to talk about the old men of college football. And you know what? I guess this works out because I just had a senior moment here trying to figure out electronics. And I am a web developer, a programmer. I know multiple programming languages. And yet, Streamlabs is a mystery to me. As you know, Cam Rising of Utah, Alan Bowman of Oklahoma State, and Jake Tuttle of Michigan are entering their seventh year of college football. And there are a number of reasons this is happening, like the classic redshirting and medical waivers. Players can also get hardship waivers for an illness in the family or a natural disaster. I learned you can also get a waiver if the school gives you bad academic advice, which is probably a good call. They tell you to take the wrong class, they mess you up. You can get an extra year of eligibility in football if they tell you the wrong class to go to.
Wait, so I still have a year of eligibility at Western then?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because they screwed me. Well, I shouldn't have stopped there. They screwed me. Anyway.
Well, okay, what I think this amounts to, since we're talking about the new EA Sports College Football 25, I think they're really missing out on a great opportunity for this video game. So we know that they dropped the Road to Glory option, right? Where you can develop a player from high school to college or through college. What they really need is a Road to Glory Days option where you finish your 4 years of eligibility, you miss out on the NFL draft, but you keep playing college ball and be a kind of father figure to the rest of the team where you constantly reminisce about the old days. And because the games are so realistic now, you can also adapt your avatar with a beer belly and a receding hairline.
That was good. That was a good one.
Thank you. Notre Dame is apparently missing out on top 100 recruits. This one comes from The Athletic. Why is Notre Dame losing top 100 recruits? Did you hear about this one?
No, except for the one that they lost to Michigan.
Ivan Taylor, a DB who was committed to Notre Dame, has flipped to Michigan, which is good news for Michigan, but Notre Dame has lost out on 4 top 100 prospects, and fans are worried. Keep in mind, they've lost 4 of the top 100 over the last 4 years, which puts Notre Dame roughly in the middle of the pack for elite programs' top 100 recruiting losses. I'm not sure why they're even upset about this, but there's been enough pushback that I've heard through completely unreliable sources that the Pope is getting involved. Notre Dame is a Catholic school, after all. From here on out, the Pope said in Latin, presumably, that a decommit from Notre Dame will also be considered excommunication from the church. I'm not Catholic, but this sounds drastic, but I suppose you have to take drastic action when your head coach can't count to 11. That's the 10-man defense joke, if you remember.
Yeah. We all remember.
We all remember that one. Conference realignment is big right now. It appears that conference realignment is far from over, though. Just this year, Washington, Oregon, USC, and UCLA joined the Big Ten. In fact, it was official, I believe, last week. Texas and Oklahoma joined the SEC. Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah defected to the Big 12. But recently, realignment took on a whole new meaning. Sports Illustrated is reporting that Clemson and Florida State are flirting with the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that curious and decided to look into some of the relationship statuses in the rest of college football. Turns out the Ohio State University was in a relationship with Cincinnati until Cincinnati got into the playoffs in 2021. Their status has since been downgraded to it's complicated. Indiana and Purdue are actually in a love triangle with Notre Dame, but Notre Dame cannot make up its mind and choose one.
That's just polyamory.
Well, sure.
Polyfootballery.
You may have noticed last year that Illinois was very sad and Northwestern was very happy. We can only assume they finally broke up. Minnesota, however, is lonely. so very cold and lonely. Nebraska and Iowa are running around in the cornfields together, if you know what I mean. There's a rumor that Michigan cheated on Michigan State. And when Michigan State confronted Michigan about it, Michigan responded, "You're being hysterical." And that, as we all know, is how fights get started. And that's all I could find out about that. Any thoughts, Mac?
I don't know. I was still of the opinion that Michigan State was Michigan's little brother. Now I just feel a little gross inside.
Does feel awkward. Yeah, when you put it in that context, it
strange.
feels a little awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying not to laugh at my own jokes. But if I don't, who will? This has been the Check Down. If you like what you've seen so far, give us a like. And as long as you're there, slide a little bit over to the left there and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed already.
Sam Hartman's looking downfield for AJ
Burger almost has a one-handed catch.
Almost.